Welcome to the Just Boosted podcast. Today we're going to be doing a RougeLike tournament with all of our favorite games in the genre, as well as some video game trivia that Brandon is going to be quizzing me and Felix on. And as always, we're doing that carbonated water review. Today I got Brandon and Felix, and let's just kick it off right now with this ruby red polar carbonated water.
It's blurry.
How's your background kicking in?
It smells really fruity.
Just a lot of quiet tasting here. You know, we really got to get that flavor dialed in. That did not lower the volume.
It did not. I thought it would.
As you can tell, high carbonation based off our reactions. It definitely tastes like grapefruit, but it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. The flavor's not there. Huh. High in carbonation.
Really? I like it. I like it a lot.
Too close to water, you know. I'm gonna give it.
The flavor's there for me.
It's good. I might give it a 7. It's average. It's a 7.
I think it's.
Are we doing half points or are we just like going? Only
no, half points. You can do
numbers?
half. I'll give it a 7.25. That's where I'm going.
I'm going 8.5.
Okay.
I'll give it a solid 8.
Perfect. And I do have a Google Sheets with all of our rankings too. I'll link in the YouTube description. But let's just go ahead and hop right in here. So yeah, this is a mixture of our top 20 roguelike games that are our personal favorites. Sorry if your games aren't in this. If it's not, comment down below. Maybe we could do a part 2 of this, or maybe a different genre if we really like it. We'll just start from the top. We got Neon Abyss and Void Bastards. I definitely have a favorite here by a long shot.
Right. Well, I think I'm the only one who's played Void Bastards, right?
I played Void Bastards.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't play Wild Bastards, which is the new one, right?
Right. That one's not a roguelike.
Yeah. So
either, or at least not as much. I mean, so Void Bastards is a first-person shooter. I like that the art style a lot. It's got like this cardboard cutout enemy kind of with like a cartoony art style. And it's like you're going through space and you like stop at these space stations to grab stuff. I think it made what Neon Abyss probably has over it is that Neon Abyss is like one of the better roguelikes in terms of builds, from what I remember. Whereas Void Bastards, I mean, you can have a build, you know, but it's not as extreme as Neon Abyss.
Yeah, from what I remember, the Void Bastards, it felt more similar run to run, while in Neon Abyss, you can have a lot more crazy stuff, which I think I definitely like more. Neon Abyss, to me, is kind of like a 2D version of Binding of Isaac a little bit, with like how the bullets work and stuff. I love the music in the game a lot. Felix, did you try these?
I've only tried Neon Abyss. I did like the way the guns feel and the gameplay felt very smooth. You get it mastered.
Did you beat Void Bastards, Brennan?
Yeah, I just beat it once. Most of these like roguelikes I don't play like over and over. I kind of just beat them once and I'm done.
Call it.
Yeah, I think I like Neon Abyss more, but I feel like both these games are definitely underrated and both worth playing.
Yeah, if I had to recommend one of them, I think I would just do Neon Abyss. I feel like it's easier for a new person to get into. While Void Bastards is a little more niche.
Yeah. Alright, you gonna give it to Neon Abyss?
Move it on. Okay, so now we'll just move down.
Does it work?
Yep, it worked.
Okay. And yeah, we'll do Risk of Rain 2 and Dicey Dungeons?
Yep.
Okay.
This is one of Felix's games here. I don't think he'll let it leave.
Have either of you played Dicey Dungeons?
I did. I kind of liked it. It felt like too much RNG from like when I played it. I was like, but it was a fun game. Risk of Rain to me though is so boring. I want that game out of here.
I don't like Risk of Rain 2 either.
Felix is a diehard on it.
I know we're haters, but yeah, I think it's just ugly, and it's just I've done like 10 runs maybe, and I'm not having fun on any of them. I don't know what it is about the game. I mean, the one thing I will say is that the movement is fun, and it's got like an open world kind of, or open region, whatever you call it, gameplay, which is unique for most of these games, and it's 3D, which is pretty unique as well. But for Dicey Dungeons, so I've beaten Dicey Dungeons. I beat it, most of the characters. I've probably put like 20 to 30 hours into it, but it was like 3 years ago that I played it last. But I like it because you're rolling dice, and then you're inputting those dice into different moves, and it's just like one-on-one combat. There's a lot of cool like ways to augment, your attacks and stuff, and all the characters are pretty unique. It has really good character selection where each character feels different every time you play. I mean, I'm personally voting for Dicey Dungeons, but I want to hear Felix why he likes Risk of
If
Rain
Felix
2.
can convince me enough, I'll go with him.
I mean, I have not played Dicey Dungeons, so I cannot
Well,
speak.
just
much,
sell us on Risk of Rain.
I mean, literally, how I explained it, like every character feels unique and different. You can play, let's say, Bleed. You can play Headshot Multiplier. You can play some other thing like Fire. There's 2 rings in there that combine each other with fire and ice, and it's like there's so many items compared to the game. Like I said, I don't know how Dicey Dungeons, if they have items or how the gameplay is, but
You can kind of think of it like a card game, basically. Like you have these cards, and then you input the dice you roll into the cards, and you do an attack, and then that does damage to the opponent, and the opponent's just an AI, right? And you're trying to, reduce their health bar to 0 while not taking enough damage to kill you.
So
it's kind of like Balatro.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not a fan of those type of games, but if you two feel that strongly about fucking Dicey Dungeons, then I'll let it slide this once.
My problem with Risk of Rain is just the game would last so long, and it just wouldn't be satisfying in the run. Like, it's cool that it's like open region, and I like how you can go between zones and how the zone progresses. But with what's within that zone is just such a blank canvas. There's really like no cool events that happen mid-round or anything. It's kind of, you just gotta grind to level up, get shit, find the chests. It's like, I'm not like, you're just scavenging for like one type of item. I feel like where in Dicey Dungeons, there's, I don't know, more random cool stuff that can happen. So I think it's a two for one.
What could be random in a dice card game? What's random in there?
So you get those cards that you input the dice into, you get new cards. Like you pick new cards as you're doing the run to change how your build works.
I think.
I mean, it has a lot of variation between runs, for sure. And like I said, the characters, kind of like Risk of Rain, but I think it does better than Risk of Rain because I don't know. I just like Dicey Dungeons.
Yeah, you guys just like Dicey Dungeons.
I almost want to go to them.
I want to Risk of Rain.
IT on Risk of Rain the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, yeah. Literally, everything you guys are saying can be said about Risk of Rain, but it is a 2 against 1 scenario. So
I mean, we can give it to him.
You'll get.
I mean,
you'll get your.
Is it your favorite roguelike out of all these?
No.
Okay.
But it is pretty good. I mean, I haven't played it in a while.
If Dead Cells is, yeah.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay, then it gets out of here if it's not your favorite. Sorry.
I mean, you guys don't like that? Oh.
Okay, we got Spelunky and Enter the Gungeon. I feel like we're all gonna pick Spelunky here, but Enter the Gungeon is a good bullet hell game. And I didn't play it that much. I don't know, I kind of sucked at that game. I don't know about you guys. I always had difficulty with the bosses in that game.
I didn't play Enter the Gungeon too much, but I would prefer that over Spelunky.
Wow.
I mean, Spelunky 2's on this list, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, every time we play Spelunky, I felt bored at some times. But like I said, I didn't play Gungeon that much, but I think I do prefer that one more.
I like both these games a lot. Definitely put more time in Spelunky, but I like platformers more than like the bullet hell, gameplay of Enter the Gungeon. I think Enter the Gungeon is probably like one of the goats of roguelikes in the general like public opinion or whatever you want to call it. And I think it benefits a lot from those like different runs where you get different guns. I don't think the difference between characters is that interesting in Enter the Gungeon. It's mostly about what guns you get, like randomly. And then I think it can suffer a little bit from not giving you enough of the like augment kind of things where they're like augmenting, your abilities and whatnot. But the different kind of guns in Enter the Gungeon is really cool. A really cool concept for sure. And everything's a bullet, and everything's bullet themed and gun themed, which is it's a cool idea for sure. Spelunky for me is like maybe the first roguelike I ever played. Like what got me into roguelikes. I watched a freaking video game donkey video on it, and I was like, what the heck is that game? I don't even know, 15 years ago now or something. And just tried it and fell in love with it. The cool thing about Spelunky is that it's really hard, but it's really rewarding too, and it feels really good when you get good at the game. And the gameplay, I mean, it's quick runs too, and it's really quick gameplay. Yeah, I mean, I like Spelunky more, and the unique thing about Spelunky is that the whole like map is interactable. It's like one of the first games that ever did that, where like, everything is interacting with everything else, where like, you can destroy blocks with bombs, and there'll be enemies that destroy blocks, and the water doesn't have physics in this one, but like you'll get items that do interact with the map and with enemies, and there's all these interactions that you learn as you play, and it's really good at secrets, like figuring out how items, you get an item, you're like, what does this do? I'm not really sure, and the game doesn't just automatically tell you. You kind of have to use context clues and figure stuff out. So it's really rewarding for that.
Yeah, there is a lot of like Easter egg stuff that's in Spelunky that is always really cool.
There is a dungeon too, to be fair.
Figure out, yeah.
Yeah, when you guys explaining it, I do remember how much I actually kind of did like Spelunky. So honestly, I haven't played in a while.
It's just a really hard roguelike, and I feel like a lot of roguelikes are usually easier. Yeah, like Spelunky, I think it's the hardest roguelike that I've played.
But
I think.
again,
Well, Spelunky 2 is probably harder.
Spelunky 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for Spelunky to go forward.
I think for like other people, probably Enter the Gungeon would go. It's newer.
Yeah.
Spelunky 1's the 360. It was released, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but I
7,
Spelunky 1, I might even like the music more in that game than 2. So, sorry, Enter the Gungeon.
I guess this is technically Spelunky HD too, because there is a Flash game of Spelunky. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I think you've told me about it once.
Yeah. So we're talking about Spelunky HD. I've never played the OG Spelunky, but all right. So are we good on doing Spelunky then?
Yep.
And ignore my slay the Spurte.
Slay the sprite.
All right, next one.
What does it say? Sorry, A Binding of Isaac and RoboQuest.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm already gonna lean RoboQuest. Binding of Isaac, it's like known as like the OG roguelike, but to me, I just really don't like the game. Feels too hard. Most of the items you get, I feel like, can mess you up. It feels very RNG based, whereas in RoboQuest, I feel like I have enough skill I can get by with a common rifle. While in Binding of Isaac, you could just roll nothing and be like, oh, well, next run. And yeah, the runs are short. It's just, I don't know, it's just not satisfying enough. The combat's like kind of clunky. That's probably the biggest thing, is it's so clunky when you're trying to shoot in directions. While RoboQuest is like a crazy gliding, super fluid game that is underrated. And it's co-op.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Binding of Isaac, but I will say it's like, you know, the grandfather of these types of games. Like a lot of these games, like Enter the Gungeon or Streets of Rogue, don't exist without Binding of Isaac coming first. And I think it has a unique, you know, sort of setting with how like the whole religious thing and it's kind of like gruesome and kind of like I don't know what you call it, like dark humor, I guess is what it's supposed to be.
It's about with his mother and everything.
It has like a lot of different characters, but like you said, with between runs, it's not unique enough. And maybe if I put more time into it, but I played like 8 hours to try to, because like I really wanted to like it, but I just couldn't get to it. It's, like you said, it's not satisfying. Shooting little tears isn't satisfying. It's just it feels outdated. And maybe if we had all tried it back in the day when it came out, we would like it now. But with RoboQuest, yeah, I think it's a lot more fun. Like it's constantly fun.
Yeah,
RoboQuest,
I feel like it's
and
more fluid as well in gameplay.
yeah. Yeah.
And
And RoboQuest, if people don't know, it's like a first-person shooter. You know, you fight in little arenas from arena to arena, and then there's bosses at the end of each like region.
And it's like one of the few roguelike games that have a co-op mode, I feel like. And the co-op mode was actually really fun. So they can add even more to your game experience with that.
I don't know. Actually, a lot of these games on here have co-op.
Through Streets of Rogue, played up. You're right, Splunky.
Yeah, Splunky,
Never mind.
Yeah, these ones like right here.
Oh shit. Never mind then.
Yeah, I think
But
all
this is gonna be
games-
super controversial. I
Yeah.
think anybody
I know.
watching this, like, these guys are choosing a RoboQuest. I've never even heard of it.
Sorry, buckaroos.
We're just haters, bro.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
it could be just nostalgia. People are just too nostalgic over it.
I get it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The Goat, Hades,
Hades, Neon Abyss.
and Neon Abyss. Felix
Coming out
didn't.
with the goat.
I'm gonna attack Felix. Felix told me he wasn't a big fan of Hades. He only did the
I
tutorial.
played, yeah. I did
And I'm like,
tutorial,
dude, that
yeah, I'm like,
game is so good. It's one of the few roguelikes where like I beat the game and pretty much did a completionist where I beat it with all the weapons and I was going up to like the increased difficulty mode. It's just I don't know, I love Greek mythology, so like maybe that's a big part of it. It's so satisfying. I feel like the runs are really different run to run, like with what items you get, and it's like rare to get a legendary item, and when you get a legendary item it completely changes your run and it makes it unique. But
Yeah. Funnily enough, this is the Greek mythology versus Greek mythology, because Neon Abyss, if you remember,
oh, you're
is the
Zeus,
same.
yeah, you're right, Pantheon,
Yeah,
Ares.
that's the whole Greek pantheon. Yeah. I sometimes with Hades, I wasn't that big of a fan of the gameplay. Like I kind of just wanted to get it over with so that I could go talk to everybody because the writing and the voice acting was so good. But I think it does have the like chops of having variation between runs because of the boons you get, which is, I mean, in and itself is like maybe the best upgrade system ever.
It's so good. It's so good.
How much it changes your run and how much style and like
Changes how you
theme
play.
it gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Like just thinking about like, who am I? Should I pick, you know, Aphrodite or Zeus here?
And it's
like,
the way, it's like the banter between them too, of like,
Yeah.
pick me, no, pick me, and it's like, oh shit, do I go
The
with my
voice
boy?
acting's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
And-
can't wait for Hades 2 to come out like in full release to play that.
And if we're like, we can even
Oh,
just like,
we're not talking about that.
we can just like hyper analyze like the boss fights between the two games. Like Hades, it really feels like if you understand their patterns, you can really like master a fight. You know what I mean? Like, well, like Neon Abyss, I forget, it's the eye boss. There's just feels like a lot more like randomness in a boss where it's like more likely
Yeah.
to maybe get hit by a random thing. So like that mastery with Hades is just, it feels so good run to run to feel like you're actually getting better at the game. But Neon Abyss I really like, but I have to go Hades for me.
Yeah. Neon Abyss is definitely underrated still, but I would go Hades as well.
I mean, if anything, I can't remember the music from Hades, and I love Neon Abyss's music. So, Neon Abyss has that.
I mean, one game of the year now, Hades.
I think so. I can't recall.
I mean, Game of the Year is a broad statement. Like
From like which outlet is the problem?
yeah.
It won Game of the Year in our hearts.
Do you have any opinion about this, Felix?
No, not necessarily, because I haven't played Hades, like basically at all. But I barely played Neon Abyss, like a couple runs. So, I mean,
Based
I'm
on
leaning,
just a couple runs, which one do you like more?
I mean, I'm leaning towards more Abyss because I played it. Actually, like I said, Hades, I barely did a tutorial, and it was like, I'm not feeling it right now, and I never touched it again.
You can romance people in Hades, Felix. Like, no, I'll get him to come over.
I mean,
2 against 1 again?
Yeah. Most likely I'll go Hades if I actually played it, but
Yeah, I mean, I could see you liking both those games a lot. Okay, Wild Frost, Vampire Survivors, 2 really different genres. You have a deck builder versus a bullet haven. Vampire Survivors is my second favorite game. It was my favorite game of the year it came out. I 100%ed it. It's such a relaxing game. That game, to me, might have... I don't know, it's up there with the way you build your character every run. It's like the first second I step on that stage, I'm wondering how I'm gonna build my character and like trying to find those items and build around it. There's so many different maps, a lot of different cheats. Wild Frost I really like, and it has a lot of cool new unique features that they're like trying to spin on the roguelike genre. There's some parts that lacks, and I think from being like an indie game, there's not a lot of music soundtracks to the game, and a lot of the enemy variety I feel like can be lackluster early game. It feels like very repetitive early on, and it takes a while for it to build up. While in Vampire Survivors, I feel like I can hit that, faster paced, seeing new stuff quicker.
Yeah. I love deck builders in general, so I'm leaning towards Wild Frost, and I think what I like about it is that it has like a unique take on like a deck builder. It's not, it just didn't just copy Slay the Spire, which we'll talk about later, and that it's 1v1 or mostly 1v1 where you're just playing cards out, you play your whole hound out, and that's it. Whereas Wild Frost, it has the lanes, kind of like from Darkest Dungeon, if you guys have ever played that, where your cards affect the lanes, and you have to, I'm gonna use, I can't remember what the keyword is, but I have this card that pulls the enemy, this damages to the front. Yeah, yank. Or
Barrage to attack all of them in a row.
Barrage where it hits the whole lane. Yeah, I think what you said about how the run starts slow is true, because there's not that much variation between what you're picking to start your deck. Like, there's 3 factions and they have different decks, but the fun of Wild Frost is definitely when you get this synergy that you didn't expect. Like, oh, I have this character attacks 4 times, and then each time it attacks, it applies poison, and then I have an extra thing that whenever an enemy dies from poison, that poison is transferred to the next enemy and it's doubled. Like that kind of scenario can happen every once in a while, which is really fun. But yeah, with Vampire Survivors, I'm not a huge fan of the game, but because it's a little too boring for me, but I actually love watching it, funnily enough. And but I respect it built the whole genre, the bullet heaven genre, and it has the idea of just going around getting level ups, and then you get the chest, and it has the great music cues, and you get if you have the right stat with the right weapon, it upgrades to a new thing, and that's a really cool idea that is really unique. Yeah, I like both these games. I think I would lean Wild Frost, but if I wouldn't be mad if Vampire Survivors got through as well.
One thing that's really cool with Wild Frost that I haven't seen in a roguelike game is when you beat the game with a deck, that deck character becomes the next final boss. So if you have an OPS run and you get to your stuff, you're like, fuck, because your stats are also increased on that character, so it's like, damn, you can have an issue with that. And it's really cool with how when you die, it's almost exciting because of your starting character that you choose from the 3 factions is unique every time. It's slightly different. You're not going to get the same character run over run. So it has a great way of like, fuck, I lost this run. Oh, one more game. Oh, one more game. Especially if you see like a character archetype. You're like, oh wait, I want to try that, because you're already like starting to scheme a deck as soon as you start with that too. I wouldn't be mad if we went Wild Frost. That game's actually like, it was crazy good to me. I love deck builders, are probably my favorite roguelike genre. There is another Bullet Haven that I do like, and I feel like Vampire Survivors kind of made that genre kind of with how Slay the Spire did it with deck builders, and Binding of Isaac did with their games. It's like it's a huge staple of its genre. What about you, Felix? I know you've played both of these a good amount.
Yeah. When you first told me that Vampire Survivors was your favorite game, I judged you because the way it looked and the way I know the gameplay is. But once playing it, I did find myself enjoying it. But I've not played as much as you, but I did enjoy my time playing this. But I do have to go with Wild Frost on this one because I find it more enjoyable. I haven't played too many deck builders as you guys, but I did find it more enjoyable than Vampire Survivors.
The music is goated in both of them. I really like the Wild Frost stuff.
That's true. That's actually crazy. I thought we would get Vampire Survivors to win, but it's not. I like that.
I'm okay with it.
People don't expect are winning.
Yeah.
All right. That's actually crazy.
I knew Felix was a hater on it.
Yeah.
It's
All
okay.
right, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb and Death Road to Canada. People probably might have never heard of Death Road to Canada. Brandon, do you want to introduce Death Road to Canada? You're good at explaining shit.
Sure, I can try. So this one is, the setting is like there's a zombie apocalypse, and you're in the U.S., and you heard that there's a haven from the apocalypse in Canada. And how are you going to get there, right? So the idea is you start out, and you pick one like teammate to go with you, and then you get in your car and you drive between locations. And when you're at a location, it's like top down sort of melee / gun combat, and there's zombies around you, and you kind of explore the locations and find items, food, fuel, the resources you need to survive to get to Canada. And the roguelikes element of it is that all the locations are randomized, and interactions you have while on the road are also randomized, where it's kind of like like a text like, oh, you come across this at the road, you came across this cabin on the road, and there's a person there, you could do like a skill check based on like, oh, you have good engineering skill on Kathy, your companion, well, that lets you repair the generator at the cabin, and then Jason comes out and you're like, oh, do you have good enough charisma to recruit Jason to your crew? And then you literally have Jason from Friday the 13th in your crew. And that's what Death Road to Canada is really good at, is like doing these like pop culture references that give you these OP characters, and that helps you just get to Canada, where you have, because there's like these huge hordes of zombies that you have to get through, so you need good combat as well. I like Death Road to Canada. It's also one of the earlier roguelikes, and underrated, I think. It has great music. Yeah, I like it a lot. What do you guys think?
I really like Death Road. I played it co-op with Raven, and it was really fun. It is like, it actually can genuinely be terrifying, because you can die very fast. A zombie munches on you once, and you're already one health, and then you get munched again and you die. Like, weapons have durability, so like you're like constantly have that. Are you gonna make it? And the ending is crazy with how big of a horde that you have to go through. It's like you definitely have to have your shit together by the end, or you're just not gonna make it to Canada.
You think you're safe, and then your weapon system break on you, that you're fucked up.
Yeah. Cult of the Lamb it's not as much as a roguelike game. It's more so focused on the farming kind of town building aspect. Cult of Lamb is a top-down, like, you have like a home base where you can recruit people that you find when you go out and you do runs where you kind of just go through areas like in Binding of Isaac, and then there's like a story that progresses, and there's 4 areas that have 4 main bosses. And And what's really cool about Cult of the Lamb is it used to, like, everyone, when they talked about it, the fighting was the weak point of the thing. It was like everyone loved where you build up your town, and there's such cute, characters, how they look, and the options you can choose on, how you design your cult is really cool. But they actually added, like, over a year after the game came out, they did a fighting update, which really improved how the fighting was. I think they added more weapons, and it made it feel way more fluid. And I was replaying the game, and I actually enjoyed going into combat. Where my first time I played it, I put it on the easiest difficulty and was just trying to get through it, to get to the story, while as now it feels a lot better. So, but I can see us going either way. Of course, I gotta go Cult of the Lamb. It has my favorite video game soundtrack. If you listened to our favorite video game music soundtrack episode, you would know that. Where are you guys heading?
I have not played Cult of the Lamb yet.
Bro, I also got the Cult of the Lamb vinyl, which is in Felix's room.
Yeah. I did like Dethroned Canada a lot, and it's the only one I played in this list so far, so I would have to go to Death Road.
Oh.
The question kind of can become too with this is like, are we doing like the better roguelike or the better game? Because like I think Cult of the Lamb is the better game, but I think Death Road to Canada is the better roguelike. Like the rogue elements of Death Road to Canada, I think, are a lot stronger than Cult of the Lamb. Now I haven't played with the new update, but like changing your build between runs, I think, was really weak in Cult of the Lamb. At least
it still is. It still is.
Okay, yeah, and I think the weapon variety wasn't that interesting. And it'd be like, you get like curse on your weapon, but it's like it doesn't seem like it's doing that much. Whereas in like with Death Road to Canada, you find a crazy assault rifle, randomly, or you get a crazy character with interesting, attributes between runs. But so yeah, the question is like, do I want the game I like more, or do I want what I think has better rogue elements?
I think we've been going off game, but I mean, it's up to you, whatever you prefer for it. I mean, both are strong arguments, and I'm Cult of the Lamb, so if it doesn't move on, I'll be sad, but it's okay if you choose not. Death Road is a really good game that people should definitely try. It's like whenever I see lists online of like, best co-op games to play with your partner, Death Road should be on that list. It's for sure a sleeper game that is a lot of fun. Cult of the Lamb does also have a local co-op and should also be on those lists.
I'm voting Death Road.
Oh my god, I hate you guys. Damn. That stung. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're here now.
Dicey Dungeons, Dead Cells.
I chose it, but I felt wrong. I don't know why.
So Dead Cells had a bye last round, so this is our first time bringing it up.
Let's let Felix talk about Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Dead Cells. Yeah, you guys don't like it that much, which is surprising to me because I find it very enjoyable with the parrying system and the attacking system, because it has multiple items you can use. You can use shield to just parry your fucking way to the end. Literally, you can just parry the end. Yeah, you can do, what was it? You can do just range with bows and other stuff. You can do just melee builds. And I find that a lot more enjoyable than the card game you're talking about, the Dicey Dungeon. So, yeah.
I mean, between these two, I like Dead Cells more.
I was gonna say I like Dead Cells more, actually. I actually like Dead Cells a lot. I've only beat it, like 3 times, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't really need to see anymore. It didn't have that like staying power for me, but like you said, with the parry and the rolling system, the combat is really fun and fluid. I do like the difference between runs with getting, your different weapons and stuff and your different little gadgets. I'm not a huge fan of the 3 stat, like the stat boosting, the way that works, but besides that, I like the theme of Dead Cells a lot, with that kind of like medieval theme. I would definitely choose Dead Cells over Dicey Dungeons, although I like Dicey Dungeons a lot.
Yeah, what's cool about Dead Cells 2 is like when you finish an area, you see like the options. Like, oh, if you beat this area within a certain time frame, you get this bonus. So it seems like, and with with Felix loving his parries, there's a lot of stuff where you can become like you feel like you can definitely improve in the game. I don't know, it just wasn't as satisfying to me. The bosses were way easier than the mobbing and clearing zones for me. I don't know about you guys, but like I would die I would die like 10 times getting to the boss and beat the boss in my first or second try on like trying him. Dead Cells is my favorite, but I like him when Dicey Dungeons. It's probably my least favorite deck builder on the list.
Alright, let's do Dead Cells.
Yep. Oh shit.
Alright, this is an interesting matchup.
Slay the Spire versus Spelunky 1. Okay, Slay the Spire is my favorite roguelike game. It was my favorite game of the year it came out. It took the rogue. It was like the big. Cannot English. It was the first big roguelike game, I believe, roguelike deck builder game, and it's just so good with how you have every run being so unique. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know if you guys have heard of in Hearthstone, they had a game mode called Dungeon Run, and that came out before Slay the Spire, and Dungeon Run was my favorite thing to do in Hearthstone. I loved that game mode. And Slay the Spire is a bigger version of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like both these games a lot. The cool thing about Slay the Spire is the different characters, I think, and their different decks. And definitely, like, you get a certain trinket or whatever they're called with, and then you're like, okay, I want to force that with certain cards, like, I love the building armor and then doing body slam, even though maybe that's not the best build, it's still cool. I like the fact that it has, and it might be the first game that ever did this, and now games copy this a lot, like Wild Frost did, where you have the path, that you choose to go through during the run, and you have the 3 different regions, and you choose like, oh, do I want to fight this elite, or can I not do that right now? Do I need to go to the shop? Or I think that's a really cool way to handle progression during a run. I still like Spelunky more than Slay the Spire, but it's barely, maybe like 60-40 Spelunky. I mean, for all the reasons I talked about Spelunky before.
I think I like Slay the Spire just a lot more than Spelunky. Spelunky one. I don't know, it's just the same thing with like Hearthstone. I enjoy those card deck building games compared to this platforming.
Right.
Game.
And just like what Brandon highlighted with Slay the Spire that makes it so good is that each of the 4 classes have so many, it feels like, deck archetypes that can work. Like you on the Warrior, on the Ironclad, can do a block build, which is fun, even though it's definitely way harder to pull off because you really need some niche cards. So, you're going to lose some runs if you're trying to go for certain builds, which is cool because they have like an achievement-based system where when you unlock certain ones, I'm pretty sure you get new things. That might be Wild Frost something. I don't know if Slay the Spire does that. I think they actually might just have level up bonuses. I'm for sure Slay the Spire here. I'm for sure Slay the Spire here. We can go more in detail too when it's against Bellator description. I know it's all in one area. It's all right there.
Okay.
And Spelunky 2 is still on the list, which I like more than 1. So.
All
okay.
Right. Inscription Bellator. This is a very weird matchup.
Yeah, they both have roguelike deck building in them, but Inscription is so different than that. I've played Bellator more, and I never beat Inscription. I only made it to the 2nd act, but that act 1 was so good. Like, if that was as big as Slay the Spire, it might be better than Slay the Spire if they like added as much to it.
Yeah, these two are sadly just up to you boys. I have not played either one of these, so.
That's me versus Brandon.
Yeah, so
if we're on
Inscription
sides.
is also a roguelike deck builder, but it's kind of like Cult of the Lamb on this list, where the game isn't as focused on the rogue elements. It's focused on like the atmosphere. It has staying power in your brain.
It feels like you're in a
D
D&D sesh.
It's so unique the way the gameplay works, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there are like 3 different sections of the game, and on the final section, I was like, no, please give me more. I don't want this to end. Like, I want to see what they're doing, these unique things they're doing with gameplay and with storytelling, and yeah, it's so cool, and I think about it all the time. And I like it more the farther away from playing it, which is cool, but it's kind of hard to not talk about it without spoiling it. But it has really unique sort of spins, or not even spins. They're like, what do you call that in a movie where there's something you didn't expect? The term isn't coming to my brain. Yeah, twists. It has twists that you don't expect that are really cool. But Balatro, I mean, another deck builder that I think might have ramifications for the deck building like genre for years to come, where it's using the OG 52 card deck and doing crazy things with it, where oh gosh, I mean, this game is just so sick. Balatro, talking about variation between runs, my god, might be the king of that, where the jokers you get that change what hands you're playing and how your deck works and stuff like that is really exceptional, and it has a great art style and really it's just really good as well.
Balatro is for sure really addicting. It's really cool how you unlock a bunch of different decks. All the decks feel really different, and like it feels like an RNG game at first, but like when you start getting better with it, it's like you can almost work with like having bad hands and whatnot. It's pretty fast to restart too. Balatro, I feel like, has already inspired so many games, and Balatro came out last year. There's so many games that have like, oh, Balatro is a poker deck. There's like things that are like they take other like slot machine or arcade games and they're making it into a roguelike. Like they have what's the one where it's like the ball drops down and like has to go through the sides? Like they have a roguelike game of that now. It's like inspired so many games, and it was made by a single person, which is like also it's crazy. That shows you.
Inscription.
Oh, it was? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, both of them just really highlight how well you can make a game surrounding like the roguelike loop, which is really cool. You don't have to do as much with it. I'm probably leaning Balatro here. I really like both of them. It's actually really close because, like Brandon said, the way the vibe Inscription gives you stays with you. Like the way that guy across the table is talking to you, it's like I didn't feel that from another game. But the way the Balatro has that fucking score go up, be going crazy too. So I love that. It's like, what side do you go with? I don't know.
Yeah. I it's the same argument with Cult of the Lamb, I think. I like Balatro's rogue elements more. But is Inscription the better game? No, you can't say that, can you? That's controversial. I think in 10 years from now, I think I'll be thinking, which one will I be thinking about more? I don't know.
If we're going off that, I might be thinking about Inscription more. Low key.
No, but I think I would still choose Balatro.
Okay. Balatro moves on. Sorry, Inscription lovers. Okay,
two new games we get to talk about.
Streets of Rogue and Played Up. I'll start with Played Up. Played Up, if you've ever heard of Overcooked, it's like a cooking game where you have people, if you play with multiplayer, you have like people that serve and people that work in the kitchen. It's cool how you start with like a preset dish that you need to make, and it can evolve throughout the game. And it gets harder, and you unlock new ones for your future runs. So the roguelike element is really fun. It's a 4-player roguelike co-op. Is that the only one on the list? I think so. I said that about co-op.
Well, Streets of Rogue can be 4-player, but Funnily enough, yeah, I like played up that it's like Overcooked, but roguelike, and I think I like it more than Overcooked because of that. Because the like cards you get, like you do like 5 days and you get like a card where you have to choose like, do I want guests to file in faster, or do I want to add an extra ingredient to my dish that makes it harder to make? And yeah, the co-op parts of it are really fun, and like assembling your kitchen to make sure you have the oven over here and the dishwasher over here and all that is really cool. As for Streets of Rogue, this is maybe my second favorite game on this list. But this is a top-down roguelike with like immersive sim elements where there's like 30 different characters, and you can even make your own character. And each character has a different starting loadout, and they have a different goal. They have like their goal they have to accomplish on every floor. Where like if you're playing the soldier, you have to destroy every generator on the map. Or if you're playing the bouncer, you have to be a bouncer for the club. Or if you're playing as the scientist, you have to hack multiple computers. But the cool thing too is all of these roles interact with each other, where gorillas hate scientists, and soldiers hate cannibals, and cannibals hate soldiers, so they attack each other on sight. There's a lot of cool interactions like that, and each level is different. It'll be laid out differently, and there's a ton of characters in the world who you can interact with. You can steal from them, you can kill them, you can talk to them and bribe them. This game, I think it's just really unique and cool, and I like it more than Played Up because of how like dense the interactions between different elements in the world are. Kind of like Spelunky, but in a different way.
I haven't played Streets of Rogue much. I've only played it a little bit. When I did play it, my buddy Kevin was trolling me a lot. But whenever I hear people talk about Streets of Rogue, it sounds like a God's gift game with like, it just seems so fun to play, and that's what video gaming is about. It is fun, and Played Up lacks fun because when you lose a run and you are deep in that run, when you lose a run in Played Up, especially if it was like some simple mistake from someone, you're like, damn, there goes an hour, and we were like not even that deep into it.
And you just...
because someone could fucking pick up the plate.
Every time we played 4-player with fucking everyone, I hated it so much, dude. It was, like you said, it just, you do everything fucking perfect, and then someone just, oops, dropped this, or didn't clean something fast enough.
One simple mistake and it's over.
Run. It's so it's like the same frustrating thing that Overwatch has. It's like, you can be winning, you can win in the game, but like that whole game, the whole gameplay is just so frustrating.
Journey.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, something about it just rubs me the wrong way.
I disagree with Brendan. I like Overcooked more than Played Up. And roguelites are like my favorite genre. I'm the roguelike man, and I prefer Overcooked over Played Up, which is saying something, I think. I gotta go Streets of Rogue, even though I've played it less technically.
Yeah, same. I barely played Streets of Rogue, but Played Up, man.
It triggers sometimes, man. Oh, shit. RoboQuest versus Spelunky 2. Brandon, you introduced Spelunky 2 the first time we seen it.
So, I mean, we talked about Spelunky. It's a 2D platformer. Spelunky 2 is the same. This is kind of just like it adds new elements. Like, it adds, like, oh, you can go in the background. It adds in a lot of new levels, It's not like Spelunky 1.5. It's definitely, it adds a lot. It adds where you have mounts and stuff. I think it's where I said I love Spelunky. This is, like, the perfect sequel or something like that. Like, it's not too different, but it's different enough where it's a lot of fun to play and it's interesting. This game is the king of secrets, I think. Like, if you like being wowed by, like, oh, that's what that does, like, oh, this area is where this door leads, this is that game. And again, this game is really hard. It might be the hardest game on this list in beating a run. And there are 3 different endings, and I've never even got the true ending where it's bonkers hard, but yeah, I mean, I just love again with the interactivity, like all the elements of the game are interacting with each other, and between runs you're getting you can get a cape on one run, which slows down your fall, and then you also have spike shoes, which lets you jump on enemies' heads. But then the next run you have a jetpack and a shotgun, and you just go kill everything. Like it has, and the puzzle solve. It kind of is like a puzzle. Talking about it, like figuring out what I like about it. The puzzle solving aspect of like, oh, there's a shopkeeper there which is going to shoot me, and there's like a lizard that's going to roll and damage me. Like, how do I get through this? Like, I need to, in my mind, I'm like imagining what I need to do, and then I do it and I die instantly. I'm like, fuck, go again. I love this game.
Spelunky might like. Oh, go ahead.
I feel the same way, but with the co. I haven't played it single player, but I like the co-op mode more because you can like fuck around with your friends. You can use the shotgun, kill them with it, but like you're slowing me down. Fuck out of here. And then you save them, you take them to the end, and just I had more fun playing it than I think RoboQuest in this particular case.
In Spelunky 2, it embodies what a roguelike is so well with, when it's not only like so, integrated with the lore of the game so much. When you die, you start from that cave entrance again. But with how challenging the game is, like Brandon said, you can't, like, sometimes you're not even mad when you die. It's like, damn, I could have played that better. And it feels like that a lot of the time because, like, oh, if I was able to analyze this situation faster or better. And it's sometimes funny when you die, especially in co-op. If your buddy accidentally kills you, bounces on your head, like they accidentally whip you, you fall down, you get hit by something, you fall down it again and die. And it's pretty easy to bring back your friend in co-op, which is nice. The co-op feels good. You're not like gone for too long. I don't remember RoboQuest how it was when one of us would die, because me and Brandon played it a little bit.
I think you just revive them, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
They go down like Fortnite style.
I'm not sure.
Or Gears of War style. Everybody says Fortnite style, but Gears of War did first.
And what's crazy is I haven't even gotten very far in Spelunky 2. The farthest I've got is whenever I've played with Brandon because he's so much better in the game. Farthest, like I remember when I first played Spelunky 2 when it first came out, I was like 8 hours into the game and I barely got into the second zone. Like I'm always just struggling and dying all the time, which is a really cool part. But I still gotta say, like RoboQuest is a super fluid game. It's like does that like sliding mechanic where you can like slide jump and like you can like glide around on these like rails that are really fun. The shooting is like superb. Like I don't know. There's not a lot of shooting games on this roguelike list, but I feel like it might be like the best like shooting roguelike. It feels like maybe like there is some lackluster in the gun, in the types of guns you can get. I feel like what's that one game that we played that was on Game Pass? That was a roguelike shooter.
Oh yeah, the Chinese game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gun Reborn.
I remember. Yeah, Gunfire Reborn.
Yeah, that game I feel like does a really good job with like the weapon variety, while RoboQuest maybe lacks a little more with that, but does really good with the different characters. This is a hard choice for me. I mean, for sure Brandon is, Spelunky 2 is his favorite, but RoboQuest still is really good. Where you?
I'm Spelunky 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
I give it a Spelunky 2, but I gotta add a little bit of flair to it.
Oh, this next matchup. All right. This one should be a little easier, I think.
Hades Wild Frost.
In my opinion.
I really liked Wild Frost, but I think I still have to go. Sorry, I'm just resetting my camera. It gets extra blurry sometimes. Yeah. I don't know why it does that.
A second.
But Wild Frost is so good. I've played that way. I haven't played Hades in a few years, and I'm just like, I can just picture the way I play it in my head. It just feels so good. The bosses in Wild Frost do feel unique and are good, but Hades, the way the second phases are done, I feel like are better. Like Wild Frost, the second phases are annoying, and you kind of don't know that you're getting a second phase, which can be good. It could be done good in a game where you're like not sure that there's a second phase, like the gorilla from Sekiro is like maybe the best example of like, oh shit, a second phase. And Wild Frost, when it happens, you're like, what? Like there's a second phase of this boss, it feels like, and it's like, oh, well, it's like it kind of like instantly fucks you over if you weren't ready for it on your first run. Well, I feel like maybe in the Sekiro or a Hades, when you get to the final boss and your dad has that second phase, you have at least on a more way to work around it.
I like Hades more than Wild Frost. You're thinking about how, like, oh, I haven't played it, and I'm thinking about the gameplay. I was thinking, oh, I haven't played it, but I'm thinking about those characters, and the vibe, for sure.
I really want to play Hades too, because the story was so good. I just want another of that for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I think I go more with Wild Frost just because I played it more and I enjoy that more.
Wild Frost is really fun. I just feel like the run-to-run
Pizza.
difference in Hades is more in that. I feel like I also I went further in it. I do want to try Wild Frost again. I feel like I'm just less likely to pick that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Hades.
2-1.
All right, Death Road to Canada and Dead Cells. Felix, do you have which way you're leaning? I know you like both these games.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I played it recently, so what's on my mind more is Death Road to Canada. Like you said, all that random stuff. Like one playthrough I got was like I was going to a supermarket and I found this buff muscle mommy, right? And then I get her on my team, and then the next stop it was a bunch of gym bros, and then she flex wars them and she wins, and then I forgot what it was. I get like protein powder, which is like the food item in that. So I got
Right.
more of that. So like that is one example of how like just funny and like just random it can be in the playthroughs. So I think I prefer that one.
I think both
Like I
these
said,
games.
I don't know if it's in the mind, like just because it's recently I played it, but I think I prefer that one.
I definitely prefer Death Road to Canada.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I was gonna say I prefer Dead Cells. I think.
Oh wow, and Felix is the Dead Cells defender, and he was going the other way.
I think the gameplay in general, I think, is more fun in Dead Cells. But definitely, like, the simulation aspect of Death Road to Canada is really cool.
Yeah, it's just like it does it's like the Oregon Trail vibe of like
Right,
going to the area, the exploration feels good. While Dead Cells, it's like there's a good amount of different environments, and you can like kind of choose different paths, so you can get more variety. Any day you play, you're like, oh, I'm gonna focus more on this zone and try to progress there. But Death Road to Canada adds, it reuses some of the same stops, but just all the time, the way it can give you characters. Like Felix said, the fucking muscle mommy thing, like that, he wouldn't have had that interaction if he didn't get that female character, and it just like it makes you want to just play those runs again more. It just has that roguelike element, baby.
So are we going Death Road to Canada?
Felix, you're Death Road?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Bro, we need to play that.
Death Road to Canada would get this.
I know, me neither. We need to play it, Felix. Me and you, actually. It'd be fun. Oh shit.
Alright.
Slay the Spire and Balatro. I'll start off the bat. I'm for sure on Slay the Spire. It's my favorite game. Even within the roguelike elements, I probably have I have 300 hours at least on Slay the Spire. In Balatro, I'm probably 25 hours, and I could see myself, if I wanted to, maybe going a little farther. It's not as fun with the challenging parts of it, because Balatro, I feel like maybe I'm not as good at in Balatro. The Balatro taught me how to play poker, so I wasn't good at poker to begin with. But I feel like it's more likely that you, with your skill of like knowing the stuff and Slay the Spire, you can make a run and go farther rather than Balatro.
I do think Balatro is more skillful in that, like, I think it's harder, especially when you do like the higher, color stakes or whatever. But I think what I like Balatro more because it's more streamlined in like how you're upgrading your deck and upgrading your, your ability, not abilities, but getting the jokers. It's a lot more it's a lot more clear and concise.
Your objective.
Than I think Slay the Spire, whereas Slay the Spire, you're getting a lot of those little trinkets, I think. I do like the part of Balatro where it has the economy. I think it does an economy better than Slay the Spire, where you're weighing whether you want to spend your money with re-rolling or buying packs but then there's also the interest system, and then you get jokers that, you know, help with your econ, but they don't give you score, you know, to make sure you beat the next enemy. But Slay the Spire does have like the enemy variety thing, whereas Balatro, there is no enemies. You're kind of just like, the score is your enemy, and you have to get a higher score.
I think I disagree with you. I think Slay the Spire is harder. I don't know if you tried the Ascension kind of game mode, which is like kind of the stakes of Balatro. But with Slay the Spire, I think I got up all the way to the hardest one, which is Ascension 20 in Slay the Spire. And it really makes it harder. So you're really like every run, you know, looking for things that it uses the skill more, because in Slay the Spire, every time you defeat an enemy, you have a chance to add a card to your deck between 3 options. And you might think, oh, it's always good to add a card. You don't know if it's better to add a card or not add a card, you know, to, you know, add a bunch of shit, not. I think it just does that so much better for me with, you know, being able to have a unique deck. Well, I mean, Balatro does a lot with the jokers, and you could do that. I feel like for Balatro, I was kind of just like trying to do the same thing where I'm always like going towards like a flush build, while like with Slay the Spire, I'm like more likely to like do like an uncanny build if I see like a card option, like, I don't know.
I have the same feeling as I had with Vampire Stars. Like I was like wondering like why this is someone's game of the year or favorite game. I still haven't played it, but I feel like if I played it, I would like it a little bit. But I feel like Slay the Spire does knock it out, even if I haven't played Balatro.
Like, hey, there's an achievement in Slay the Spire to beat the game in less than 10 minutes, baby, and I did it. Like that's what I mean. Like with your skill, you can like do some crazy shit in your runs and do that.
There's an achievement to beat Balatro in 12 rounds that you can skip. So,
oh, okay. That would be
like
hard
that.
to do. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but 2 against 1. All right, this one's the battle of Brandon's favorite games.
Yeah, it's this on you. I feel like we'll let you pick. That's,
The co-op aspect of Streets of Rogue is like really fun, whereas I think Spelunky co-op is cool, but I'm more of a single player Spelunky.
It's
guy.
easier, I feel like, single player almost in Spelunky, because having that
'cause
second
your
guy
teammate
can
get
be
you killed a
annoying.
lot.
Yeah, when we're not as good as you. Maybe if you had 2 Brandons, it'd be different.
Maybe. I like Spelunky more. I think it's because I like the platforming and stuff more. I like that kind of gameplay more. But I mean, Streets of Rogue is right next to it, in my opinion. Like if I could just pick, you know, a list of my 10 favorite, it would be probably 1 Spelunky, 2 Streets of Rogue, if I had to think about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm on Spelunky too. But what do you guys think?
I haven't played Streets of Rogue that much, but I do, like I said, I remember the fun co-op memories, and I just think I should have more fun with Spelunky too. So.
I feel like for Streets of Rogue, my problem with it was like what's really cool is like, you know, you have like the scientist versus gorilla, but when I go into that game without knowing it, it feels very confusing. While as in Spelunky, it's simple. It's you get to the end of the room and you progress. For that aspect, I think I like Spelunky 2 more, whereas, you know, maybe Streets of Rogue, I can like it more if I just knew more about it.
Yeah. I wonder if this comes from like my love of like doing puzzles in video games, because both these games are kind of like solving puzzles, but like Streets of Rogue is like how do these interactions work kind of puzzle. Well, I guess you could say the same thing about Spelunky 2, never mind. It's like how do these interactions work. That's funny. But yeah, I like both a lot, but yeah, you guys can be the tiebreaker.
No, what are the? Oh well, I guess we both pick Spelunky then. Spelunky it is.
All right, Spelunky it is.
Okay, what are we at? Semis?
Right, 4 down, 4 left.
Oh
yep.
shit! Dethroned to Kamina in semis. That's crazy.
I know. I did not expect that. That's like, you know, like I know none of us watch college basketball, but there was like the Florida Coast team that was like a 50 seed or whatever that like got super far like this. That's what this feels like.
Hades and Death Road to Canada. To me it feels close. It feels no. It's still Hades for me, but it's close.
I mean, yeah, we've talked these to death.
I mean, now I gotta sell you guys on it. It feels like I gotta sell Hades. Like,
Can you beat Muscle Mommy going to Flex War? Can you beat that? with
no,
Hades?
I did win because some fencing character won for me. I will say that. I feel like Hades does the roguelike element very well, and it does its story element very well. While in like Cult of the Lamb, I would say the story and stuff carries it way more. Like Brandon, if anything, he was saying the story was better, which is just crazy because everyone always thinks the gameplay is insanely good. Dethroned in Canada, it does so well with its simulation, but just the core gameplay, it feels a little clunky. It's not clunky is not the right word. It's just it's not as fluid to attack and to move.
It's not as fun.
Which is a gripe with it. I think if they came out with the second one and they improve maybe like how you move, and it's like you have like a chance to like roll and dodge out of a zombie and more of those elements, I would like it even more. I just have to go with Hades. It's too good.
Same thing. Are we doing better game or better?
Better memories, yeah.
Yeah.
Hades has both for me, bro. Well, when I had that Guan Yu weapon where you have like lifesteal and like I want to run with like no health, just lifesteal one was, I don't know, I remember it.
I think it's time for Dethroned Canada's reign to end. I like Hades more, but I do the simulation aspect is really cool.
Okay. Hades moving on.
Do you want to go on the record saying you like Dethroned Canada more, Felix?
I don't know. I haven't played Hades. That's the thing. Maybe I'll enjoy it more.
Just say it. Okay. Well, is it gonna be the 1 versus the 2 seed, or is Slay the Spire gonna win out? It's kind of up to Felix because we know. I mean, who likes
me and Brendan? It's both of our favorite games, pretty much against each other. I don't know how. Maybe I don't know. Is there a way we could sell it to you more, Felix? What would you want us to say in the games?
Right
maybe.
Now, I'm thinking what would I want to play more like by myself? Like sometimes we have some sessions where we play Slay the Spire like before a while ago. Where I just watch you play or you watch me try to win. But do I go with memories or the game I want to play more by myself? I think I go with Slay the Spire on this one.
Is there any? Should we have like a challenge or anything? Since this is, I feel like this is more of the finals than the finals is gonna be. For at least for us, for our
maybe.
ours.
I don't know.
I mean, Hades
I
is.
guess so,
Yeah.
If we're just basing it on 2 against 1, then yeah, because
Try to sell me since you want to sell me. Try.
I'll try. I think with Spelunky 2, I think it's a better looking game, and I think it has better music than Slay the Spire. Maybe controversial. The interesting thing about Spelunky 2 is that whereas in Slay the Spire, you're unlocking cards and stuff, right? And like new.
Yeah, you level up your characters and you unlock new relics and stuff, artifacts.
Spelunky and Spelunky 2 are I think the only games on this list where there is no unlocking. It's all about game knowledge, and that's what you're unlocking sort of as you go through. I mean, you like get entries into the journal, but the thing about Spelunky 2 that I think makes it better than Slay the Spire is the moment-to-moment gameplay. I think is more interesting. Like a lot of more crazy things are going to happen. Like you throw down a bomb and then there's a enemy that shoots a laser and it hits the bomb and causes it to jump over, and then it hits an explosive crate and that causes another explosion, and then there was a lake right above that crate, so then all the water's coming spewing out, and you just have these crazy moments that the gameplay and like the physics of Spelunky 2 allow for. And then on top of that, with like me, I love the puzzle solving and the secrets, like figuring out like, oh, I got the Ujadai. What does that mean? Like, oh, there's a little Ujadai symbol in the volcano. Well, I put it in there. Oh, that causes a big drill to drill through the whole map, and then you go to hell, and Dracula's in hell, and if you save Van Helsing, he'll kill Dracula, and it's got all this You know, all these cool interactions
I was
that
just
I
making
think
stuff up
make
at
it
this
really
point.
unique.
I have not quit that part.
Yeah, we didn't do Van Helsing and shit.
That's the second level too.
Yeah, it's not even far in the game.
Even far in the game.
I was so
Dude,
bad
Felix,
at
we
it.
can scratch the surface on that. Feels like.
Yeah.
One stuff with Slay the Spire, I think that is, it's kind of goated compared to Spelunky. Is like Spelunky definitely has like crazy moments within each area. Well, what makes Slay the Spire feel so good is you're climbing the tower. That's what the game is. You're climbing the tower. You're trying to get to the end, and it really feels like that because every time throughout the game, your deck needs to improve. Because if your deck doesn't improve, the characters are getting harder and they're gonna get unstoppable. So it feels like you're always on that clock. Even if you do end up getting a good deck, it's like that deck still needs to stay up. So you really have to stay in constant form with that. And what's like Slay the Spire has even more to do. Like you can you get good at the game and you beat it. Oh, now you could try to fight the Heart, which is a boss that you fight after the third act, which is an insanely hard boss, and it's kind of hard to even get the 3 different pieces to summon the boss. So there's like that aspect to it too. The characters, it feels like, oh, if you get tired of playing, the Silent, which is the poison character, you can take a break and try a different character, and it almost feels like you're playing a new game. And with what Brandon said with like the art style being worse than Spelunky, I might agree, but the aesthetic and like feel of Slay the Spire is very good, where it's like, yeah, these are like 2D shitty drawn images, but for some reason it works really well, and like the music adds great theming to it. The like, I don't know, the sound effects of like the characters are so simple, but they're like really crisp. So it feels like there was like a lot of care built into it.
Yeah, when you play cards, it is kind of like chunky in a good way, where like you're playing that.
You hear the block noise,
and it kind of has like that chunk on them. It's like it does feel good.
Yeah.
Are you for Spelunky or Slay the Spire? Come on now.
He's just giving comments to the other side. I don't know, Felix. You could decide us now.
I feel bad. Oh my god, do I want to leave Spelunky 2 on the dust? I mean, we didn't even go to level 2 apparently. We're going.
We did.
Oh.
There's a volcano. It's in the volcano area.
If you let Slay the Spire win, you just have to promise to play more Spelunky.
Same with the other way around. I gotta have you defeat the donut boss. Or not the champ. That's who you lost to. I gotta have you help defeat the champ. What you got, Felix?
Again, I feel bad for leaving Spelunky 2, but I think it has to happen.
Let's go. Slay the Sprite.
Not Jake 2 games that go to the end.
Hey, buddy. It was planned.
I should have voted Dethroned to Canada.
You should just to do that.
I take it back.
Yeah.
What wins for you, Jake?
Slay the Spire. It's close for sure. Just for me to go back and play more of it, like as just the roguelike element, to highlight that more than just the gameplay, maybe. Slay the Spire just has that. I still want to play new runs of that, even though I feel like I've done like every character, every archetype. I'm like, sometimes like, damn, I want to do a block build on Ironclad again, or try to go for like some crazy powers on the Defect, And bro, not even to mention, Slay the Spire has insanely good mod support on Steam, where it's super easy to just play as a new character. To add it where like a simple thing where it everything on your map has a different color, so it's like the rest is red, the question marks are yellow, so it's like you can instantly see the board better. So there's like a lot of mod support that even adds crazy more hours you could play to the game. Maybe Hades has some kind of mod support like that, but no. What do you guys?
I like Hades more personally. I think the full package is there in Hades. We talked about it ad nauseum at this point, but the narrative, coupled with the cool gameplay and the really interesting world, I mean, in my opinion, it beats Slay the Spire in gameplay, world, and narrative. But that's why it's a tournament. It's not just one person picking.
Slay the Spire does really lack in like narrative. There's no story to it. I mean, you have this whale dude that's talking to you about you got to climb the tower again, buddy.
You wouldn't even want one though. Like,
yeah.
Would it even help?
No. Yeah.
That's the cool thing about Hades. Like, it does the story, like it's not ham-fisted in there. It's like it integrates it in a really well done way where none of these other games really have story except maybe Inscription.
It is a great like gateway drug to roguelike games. Hades is, compared to like Slay the Spire, is like way more like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I don't know if I want to play this ugly ass 2D character.
It's like if you don't like a deck builder, like you're probably not going to play Slay the Spire. But I think any like gamer can maybe try Hades and like they'll be into like the characters and stuff.
Yeah. You know, for that reason, everything, I'm down to have Hades win. I think Hades, you know, should win. Not only, you know, we like it a lot, but I think, you know, the average person would probably like Hades more too. I can see that. Felix?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Because I feel like there's so many games at this point that are like Slay the Spire that are like great deck building roguelike games, but I feel like there's very few games that are like Hades that do it as well as Hades does. So it's almost like they got a monopoly within it.
And maybe we have to pick Hades because I spelled Slay the Spire wrong.
Yeah, we can't do Slay the Spire, man.
I was just gonna go off Game of the Year just because, you know, it's up there. Seems like you two like it more than Slay the Spire, and the accessibility of it, of just being a lot more easier for new players. So I think I have to go with Hades.
Oh shit,
Right.
Hades does
The
it.
1 seed.
The 1 seed winning. Hades is our winner of our roguelike tournament. Let's go. Okay. Don't click off yet. Now we're going to do our puzzle, which Brandon has curated for us.
Puzzle.
Or not puzzle, our trivia that me and Felix are going to go against each other. So it's
Like,
10
look at
questions,
that.
right? It's
Okay.
10 questions. So Felix, me and you are just going to answer at the same time. Whichever one of us between the two gets a lower score has to shave their head. What do you think of that?
Imagine.
We don't have to do a bet. We didn't. Felix didn't even know there was going to be trivia on this podcast, so we don't have to do a bet. It's just, you know, we're just going to keep count of who wins and who loses. So let's go, Felix. 1v1 me.
No, I'll be down. Shave my head real quick.
Yeah, you've been talking about wanting to cut it a little bit.
Let me get another notepad
Yeah,
so I
a
can
little
keep your
bit,
scores.
Yeah, and just keep, if you can, just keep your window open because I have my overlay set up that
I
way.
figured that. Okay.
I should have made a different overlay, but I didn't.
10 questions. It's just general video games. I picked ones I thought you guys would know. There's some that like I feel like Jake will probably get a lot easier than Felix and vice versa. So hopefully it's balanced enough.
Good.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. What is the best-selling video game of all time?
Oh, there's no multiple choice?
No, there's not.
No.
I don't want to
Best
just
all
make up
time?
ones. It'll make it too obvious.
Best selling
And
video
you
game
can
of
just throw
all
games out there. You don't have to
Mario
have just
Kart
one.
8. I know it's sold
I was thinking
crazy.
Mario Party? No.
Both of you have played this game.
Oh shit! I remember like
Played a
hearing
lot of
this.
games.
I feel like we've played a best selling game. Does Fortnite
Yeah.
count? It's a free. It's a
Yeah,
free game.
No, it's not on here. That'd be like the most hours or something.
Yeah, but highest selling game.
Who bought it?
Came out about 14 years ago. First person.
15
Halo?
years ago.
No.
14 years ago.
Kids like it.
Call of Duty?
No. It's not violent like Call of Duty. It's not realistic art style.
First person. 14
How
years
do you
ago.
guys figured this out?
2011.
Yeah.
2011 Xbox 360.
Microsoft owns it now, but they didn't at first.
Skyrim.
No,
Fuck.
that's funny though.
Fallout?
That's 2011.
Oh.
No.
Fuck, dude, I thought I had that shit.
You guys fail. It's Minecraft.
Oh my! See, I had a feeling it was like
Did you say
Minecraft. I thought it was
first-person
stupid.
shooter?
You didn't say
No,
shooter.
Person.
I was like, I'm thinking shooter. I'm like,
Minecraft,
Sorry.
bro. You didn't
Right,
trick shot with the
speaking
bone
of
arrow?
first-person
yeah,
shooters.
Minecraft.
Okay, we
Although
suck.
not actually only first-person shooters.
We
In
suck,
the Fallout
Felix.
series, what is the name of the company that created the vaults?
Vault Tech.
Vault
I said that first.
No, you
You're both
didn't.
good at the
We
same
both get the
time.
point. We
What?
get the
I
point.
didn't- No,
We get
you
the.
guys said it first.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We both
Sorry,
get the
delay.
point. It's
Sorry, delay.
so we're both 1-0.
Sure, I'll give you. Yeah, I'll give you both the point.
Yeah.
Sorry, delay. For me, I said it like 2 seconds before.
Yeah. If anything, let's do a countdown. So we both think of it. I can't get it.
No, just do it. It's all good.
Yeah, it's just still delay.
Yeah.
In the game Portal, what is the name of the AI that guides the player?
Orby.
Eve?
No, he talks about fucking
Nope.
cake.
Ava?
No.
It's a woman's name, I know for sure.
Bro, I haven't played Portal in so
I haven't played that in
long,
so long
dude.
either.
It's not really a woman's name. It's not like a normal human name.
Starts with a W.
It starts with a G.
Garrett, Jordan, Garrett. How you talking?
You guys fail. I thought you guys maybe would know. I was like, this one's probably the hardest one. It's GLaDOS.
GLaDOS. That sounds right. Goddamn.
All right. Which game series is set in the fictional city of Rapture?
Oh, BioShock.
Yep. Damn, Felix. Have you played BioShock?
You would like
Oh,
BioShock.
You
would
gotta
like.
play it. What the hell?
That's so goated, yeah.
What is the name of the company that created the Gears of War series?
Coalition.
Nope. Created the Gears of War.
Oh,
series.
Epic Games.
Yeah.
Can't believe I fucked that up.
What is the name of the main antagonist in the Resident Evil series?
Wesker.
Yep.
Which Resident is he always the main antagonist?
That's just the question.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you showed me. Yeah.
I mean, he's not.
I mean,
in
I feel like a
4,
good
but
amount of
kind
them.
is.
Because he's like kind of the reason everyone's fucking getting infected.
All right. What is the name of the main antagonist in the Assassin's Creed series?
The Templars? I don't know.
How does Jake know all these? I thought
That's
you know
it.
these.
Nah, I was gonna say I said Templars immediately as he said it.
I wasn't even
I
sure.
really thought the single player games would be more Felix coded.
Dude, that's the only thing I remember from fucking Assassin's Creed, Templars and Brotherhood.
All right. What is the game mode in Halo Reach called where it's Spartans versus elites?
Invasion.
Firefight.
Yep.
Oh, I'm thinking that's all. I'm thinking Halo Reach. Goddamn.
You got it, Jake.
Oh, Felix said Firefight. I thought he was right. Okay.
No, it's Invasion.
Okay, good.
Who kills Sergeant Johnson in Halo 3?
Doesn't he get like stabbed by an energy sword?
Nope. Nope.
I was thinking that too. Why?
How does Sergeant Johnson's goaded and I can't think
It's
of how he
Wizard
dies?
that kills him.
Oh, it's from Orby.
Yeah, what's Orby's name?
The Orby Portal Orby guy. I don't remember
I
his
guess
name.
I'll give it to you. It's 343 Guilty Spark.
Oh.
Alright, this one I wasn't sure if either of you would know, but maybe. Larry, Martin, Wendy, Iggy, Roy, Levy, and Ludwig are all video game villains that report to what young commander as the head of their troop?
I don't even know these characters.
Yeah. I don't-
But he said Ludwig. I'm like, the YouTuber?
I did.
Yeah, the fucking YouTuber.
I did say Ludwig.
Report to who?
They are not humans. They're in a Nintendo franchise.
Is it Mario?
Bowser?
Okay, Bowser's on the right track.
Bowser Jr.
The young commander.
Yeah, Bowser Jr.
There you go.
Oh, those names sound. Is
Yeah.
it
The
those?
Koopas.
Oh.
The Koopas. Yeah.
No,
Nice.
that was the other Bowser-looking people.
They're in Mario Kart 8. You can play as them.
Yeah, yeah. They're the people that look like Bowser Jr., right?
Yeah, they're in Super Smash Bros. Too, where you change, his costume or whatever.
Costume.
You change it to those characters.
Is that what they are? They're Koopas? I thought it was like
Yeah.
Bowser's a Koopa.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
they're the
just
Koopa
different-
kids or
different-
whatever.
His original name was like Koopa King or something. It wasn't Bowser.
Well, yeah. Well, in Japanese, yeah, he's just called Koopa.
Yeah.
But for the English, they changed it to be they're all Koopas now, all the turtles. All right, that's all I got.
I think I won, right?
Just a quickie. Yeah, Jake won 7-2.
Damn.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sorry, Felix.
Sorry, Felix. I should have thrown in a.
I should have got that.
Bro, he
Tempo
should
one.
know Bioshock. That's on him there.
Is it? I haven't played it.
I mean, Bioshock's been
you had
around
played it.
forever.
The
Before.
Templar one. The Templar one was. I was slow on that one. Did good.
That
I
one
thought
was
maybe you
your.
had played. Have you never played Portal either?
I played Portal. I just didn't remember the girl's name.
Oh, okay. I thought you had played it, but
Yeah, so I said Eve. I remember hearing Eve for some reason.
Might be the girl
That's
you play
funny,
as.
guys.
that's fucking. That's from Wally.
No, I said Anna as well. Anna or Eve. Anna was like a short
Eve.
thing.
Wowie. Well, thank you guys for listening to this podcast. If you got to this far, you're amazing and a beautiful human being. We're going to be doing these more in the future. Next one coming up should be a Psychopaths podcast, where we're going to be diving deep into that one. We still need to do our Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 fight tier list. Well, thank you guys for enjoying. Comment down below which roguelike game you think should have won. And have a good day.